What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Laid Back Trader, and welcome to the first episode of Becoming a Full-Time Trader. I was going to call it Swing Trader Diaries, but if you turn that into an acronym, it's STD, which doesn't sound great. So anyway, we're going with this. What are we going to do in this video? Hey, Mav. We're going to go over the 200K swing account. I'm going to show you the account that we're going to be documenting. Wow, he's all over the show today. Show you the account that we're going to be documenting. And going over the rules and what we need in order to pass phase one. I'll also be showing you, I'm very aware I've got a parrot on my head. I'll also be showing you some of the trades that I've been taking this week or over the last couple of weeks, and show you the progress that we've been making with that account. Typical, went straight into a drawdown. So you'll see come out of the drawdown, which is always relatively interesting. Bit of a weird one this week. Had a lot of illness in the house, so I haven't been able to record as much as I wanted to. But I really wanted to get this video out for you guys today because you've been very patient. Yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, let's get straight into it, and I'll try and make this nice and quick. This is the challenge that we are going to be following and documenting on this channel. It is an FTMO $200,000 swing challenge. Okay, I've gone for the swing account rather than the standard account because my style of trading is to try and catch bigger moves and hold trades in for a long period of time to allow those moves to play out. The swing account, once you get it, with FTMO, allows you to keep trades in over the weekend, and it also doesn't care if you keep trades in over news events. On a standard account, you're not allowed to trade 2 minutes either side of a red folder event that FTMO have deemed untradeable. So that causes a huge amount of restrictions for a swing trader. If I have to take my trades out that in theory could be in there for months, and every first Friday of the month I have to take them out because of NFP, this is just not going to work. Simultaneously, exactly the same with the weekend rule. I need to be able to keep my trades in on the weekend. Other than that, the difference between a standard account and a swing account is the leverage. The swing account runs a leverage of 1 to 30, and a standard account has higher leverage of 1 to 100. So what have I been doing with this account before I started documenting it? I went straight into a $2,000 drawdown. So that's only 1% on the account. That's nothing to be terrified of. I am very used to being in drawdowns, and I'm very used to coming out of drawdowns. So I think you do have to go through a couple of drawdowns to realize, okay, look, you can. Everybody who gets a challenge wants to immediately, like their first trade, they want to put themselves in profit. They're desperate to put themselves in profit. But if you're Zen like me and you've been around the block a few times, you realize that losing 1% on your first trade is no big deal at all. Anyway, since then, I've made a series of smaller trades that have got me up to a stage where I'm only $399 in drawdown on the total account. So you're pretty much starting from the very beginning of this challenge, which is nice, and that's what I want. I want you guys to come on this journey with me. Right, so let's get into the rules of this challenge. FTMO have a 2-stage verification process. The first stage, they call it the challenge. The second stage is called the verification. So the first stage involves reaching a profit target of 10% on the account. So I need to get to $220,000 in order to pass this challenge. The second stage, the verification stage, I only need to make 5% on the account, so $10,000. There is no time limit on either of those stages, which is brilliant. FTMO recently got rid of that, and I couldn't be more thankful for that because that was incredibly hindering. I had to do my the last FTMO account I had. I managed to pass the challenge and the verification in their 30 days, 60 days period. But it almost killed me because I was trying to work a full-time job at the same time, and it was really intense because obviously much higher lot sizes, keeping trades in for a shorter period of time wasn't really my kind of bag. But anyway, I digress. So that's it. And then obviously the rules in terms of like what will invalidate the challenge or the verification, there is a maximum loss that you're allowed. Maximum loss is 10%. So I'm not allowed to lose 20,000, more than 20,000 or more on this account. And I'm not allowed in one day, so a maximum daily loss of 5%. So I can't lose more than 10,000 in one day. Not a problem. Okay. Anyway, so we're pretty much at the beginning. We'll call it break even. Splitting hairs there. We'll call it break even. I will start recording the moment I put on my next trade, and you guys are going to follow this journey with me. Let's go. Okay, so that didn't take too long. I've put 2 trades in since my last update a couple of hours ago. The first trade is on GBP USD. We are selling GBP USD. This pair has been in an uptrend for a pretty significant amount of time, in direct correlation, as you would expect, from the dollar index being in a huge downtrend. Anyway, so dollar index has reached a pretty key area of support, or a zone of support. There are 2 zones I was looking at. This zone here, and obviously this zone here, these 2 blue rectangles. Anyway, it's come down here, finally broken this trend line. We got a strong 4-hourly close above, which indicates to me that it's potentially on its way up. Final confirmation would be between these 2 orange lines. You can see it's been ranging recently. If we get a 4-hour break above here, this resistance level here, then it looks like US dollar is on the way up. But just to hedge my bets, as it were, and make sure that I can, if this does shoot up, catch the move, I have sold GBP USD, which would be nice. Obviously, if dollar goes up, GBP USD will go down. So dollar, the GBP's been a bit of a pain in the ass, to be fair. We formed this lovely upward trend line that you can see. I'm going to get rid of this one to show you. Lovely upward trend. 1, 2, 3 touch points on the trend line. Rejected from a pretty key area of resistance up here, again represented by the blue rectangle. And then we had a strong 4-hour candle close below this trend line. On a different account, I actually sold here. Stops have gone above here, and typical, the moment I sold, we've gone back into a retracement. But if we get rid of this, we can see that this retracement is what I would call an upward correction. See, we're moving slowly up, down, up, down, up, down. It's a correction, so it's like a retracement. It's an upward correction, which to me indicates that we're waiting for a break to the downside. Simultaneously, if it was a downward correction, I would be looking for a break to the upside. Anyway, if we get this on the 15-minute chart, let's zoom this in. I'll show you why I entered here. I think the explanation of these trades is going to be the thing that takes this video, makes this video really long. But I think it's worth it. So you can see where I'm coming from and see how I trade. So 15-minute chart. Remember, we're expecting this to go down anyway because we've already got a little bit of confirmation on the dollar index. So 15-minute retracement. I wanted to get CPI out of the way today to see what that would do. I'm trying to zoom in so that this makes sense and you can see the individual candles. I think this will do. So we had 1 touch point, 2 touch points, 3 touch points, 4 touch points here, and then we had a break. This is again 15-minute candle break, strong break below. So I sold here. Just because that is an indicator that we are potentially moving to the downside. So if we look at this on the 4-hourly, we zoom out. So what does this look like in terms of risk to rewards? Obviously, we'll play it totally by ear, depending on how it develops. But let me look for, yeah, short position. So entered here. I hope this isn't too small for you guys. I will zoom in a bit. Entered here. Stops will, or stops are, sorry, are above here. Because if we break this all-time, well, I say break this previous high here, then we are no longer, my theory is no longer correct, because that would indicate that we are actually still on the way up, and I was wrong. So not interested if it goes above here, and take profit is, we'll be ambitious to start with. We will just say we would expect it to reach these lows again eventually. Again, this could take a very long time, but we'll see. And how it will typically move, it'll take weeks if it plays out the way we expect it to play out. It will come down. This would be cool if I could draw it out perfectly. Where's that gone? Oh, never mind. I'll do it with my mouse. Next time I'll draw it out. Don't know where that drawing's. Ah, here we go. I could just do it with a trend line. So I would expect it to come down and then retrace back up. So this is the painful bit. You've got to sit through these retracements, retrace back up. And once we get this retracement, we could also take another position if we want, if we can. Then we move down and so on. And I expect it to move like that until we get down to these lows again eventually, which would be really nice. Again, we'll be keeping an eye on the dollar index. Right, so that's that trade. And then the next trade I took was USD CAD. USD CAD, as you can, is pretty much a mirror image of the dollar index that I showed you earlier, because the dollar obviously is the most the dominant currency. It always will be in these pairs, and it has broken this downward trend line, this lovely trend line that we have several touch points of. We got a 4-hour close above this trend line, and now we're pushing to the upside. So again, this one I'm a little bit unsure of, because the key area of support, or this zone, I wanted it to you can see where it's hit this previously. I wanted it to really test that, push into it before breaking this trend line. So I've only put 0.4 of a lot on, because I was expecting potentially, well, I was hoping it to go down a little bit further. But anyway, so again, if we get a nice move up, this will be the plan. We'll get a move to the upside, then we'll get a move. I need my A, B, C, D graph. I don't know where, drawings, I don't know where they've gone. Then a retracement, and then a move to the upside. That's kind of what we're hoping to see. It may be a deeper retracement, but as long as it doesn't break these lows, then it is still valid. And what does that look like? I've been relatively aggressive with this one, because, like I say, I wasn't amazingly convinced. I want a long position this time. Long position. So I think we bought around here-ish. Here. Yeah. And I've put stops below this low here. And take profit. Again, I haven't defined it yet, but because we'll play it by ear, but we'll just say up here for now. So a good 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. Okay, so what does that look like on MT? What's this one? This is MT4. What does this look like on the MT4 terminal? This is USD CAD. We can see I bought, and let me get a zoom in on this. I'll put my stops where I said I would. This was where I bought. This is where I put my stops, below these three lows, not below this one. Like I said, being pretty aggressive. I've only bought 0.4 of a lot, and it is currently $69 in profit. And yeah, stop loss would be very minimal. Like I say, we'll wait for that retracement potentially, and then I will be buying again on the retracement. Because if we get a nice impulse now and then a decent retracement, the retracement will form that downward structure again, and we can buy the break of that, if that makes sense. But anyway, I may move this stop depending. I need to look, I'll look into it a little bit more. But anyway, it's there for now. GBP, this will be it now. GBP, we are minus $81 at the moment. We're sort of struggling to contend with this area of support. You can see formed here. I think pretty much where I've taken the where I've entered the trade is was acting as support. This is a 4-hourly chart on MT4. We can see here bounced up, acted as support, and we can see here acted as resistance here and here as well. But anyway, regardless, I believe that this is on its way down. So stops are up here, and that is a $1,200 stop loss, well above the previous high. I want to give it plenty of room. That's typically what we do, or what I do when swing trading. And stops very ambitious, but again, we might take profit along the way. But stops are down here at $3,651. Okay. Oh, and I sold 0.75 of a lot. So 2 trades there, both based on the dollar index analysis that I showed you. And yeah, very early days. We are overall minus $38. Not a problem. This could be a these might be the only trades that you actually see in this video. Hopefully not. Hopefully there's more to come. But yeah, we'll see how they play out. It is Thursday. Friday can be a good mover. We've got GDP on GBP. Say that when you're drunk. And we do have PPI as well for the dollar. So that'll be interesting to see. Oh, this is FTMO's economic calendar, by the way. It'll show you all the news events that are happening on the particular day of the week that you're looking at. And if you are doing a challenge, if you're doing the standard challenge, it will also tell you what news events are restricted. Like today, if you had a standard account, you would not have been able to trade 2 minutes either side CPI. Cool. Anyway, again, don't want to ramble, trying to make this nice and concise. I will leave you $29 in drawdown over those 2 trades. See you in a bit. Okay, we are back. It's been a couple of days and a weekend. I have not been recording just because it's been a little bit manic. So it is now Tuesday, the 16th of January. Just to fill you in on some trades that I didn't manage to record. The USD CAD trade that I was talking about a minute ago on this video stopped out at minus 62. I had a tight stop loss on that because I was hedging. I was more interested in the GBP USD trade, and having 2 trades open against the dollar is, kind of where I feel comfortable. And I actually preferred a Euro USD trade, which I'll show you in a minute. So I put a tight stop on the CAD and you can see here, minus 62.40. Then I had a couple of trades on oil, again with tight stops. I only traded 1 lot, which is not a lot on oil, not a lot. Which collectively, $367 loss. So you are filled in on all the trades that I took while I wasn't recording. Anyway, let's look at the 2 that we're in, which are GBP USD and Euro USD. So GBP, we sold here where this line is, and then I drew this line in here. I was a bit premature. I went on a 15-minute candle break just in case dollar started to rocket up. But no, the moment I sold it, we went into drawdown on that trade. I think we sat there, can't remember how high, $500-600 in drawdown. No major drama there, but stops again above this high. We finally broke, this is now a 4-hour chart you're looking at. We finally broke this trend to the upside, which is nice. And we're starting to make this leg of the move that I was anticipating. So I'm going to move that to there. And then, yeah, we'll sit in this one. Hopefully, we'll make it all the way down to our take profit, which would be lovely. There'll be lots of retracements you know, consolidations along the way, but we'll sit in this now. The key for us here will be to break this. See this level here, this key area. I'll make that orange actually. Templates. Let's do weekly support resistance. Anyway, see this green line. It's getting a bit messy now. I appreciate that. Maybe I'll just get rid of this. You guys get the idea. I'm expecting it to go down basically. I deleted the wrong thing. This is going well. Click off of that. No, I want the line. I'll edit this out. Or maybe I won't. It depends how lazy I'm feeling. Anyway, so this level here, this green line that I've just drawn in, this is a key level of support and resistance. Okay, so it's acted as support multiple times here. You can see it once it's broken below. It's then acted as pretty strong resistance. So, and this is kind of it's the support of the range that GBP USD has been in since December last year. So once we break here, I'll be super happy, and I think that we should have a much easier ride to the downside. But we will have a look. If we do break below here, then I will be moving my stops to break even. Really quickly, I'll show you on the Euro USD trade, pretty much mirror image as you'd expect. Again, we had a break of this four hourly trend line here. I didn't do anything with it. I didn't have 3 good touch points on this trend line, so I left it. And I knew that it was going to retrace and start making its way slowly to the upside, and I was going to wait for a break of this retracement, which we got. So we got one lovely, let me zoom in a bit here. One lovely touch point there, 2, 3, 4, messed around and then broke. But I sold at the 4 hour, I think I sold around here. We can have a look in a bit. Anyway, so stops on this one will eventually go up here. I think I'll just place them temporarily above this level here, but I probably will have, well, we'll see how deep it goes will be the key here. If we get a really nice drive down to this level here, then stops can go above this, again, area of support and resistance. You can see it there. Bang, bang, sort of bang. Yeah, cool. Again, sorry, I'm recording this really quickly because my son's not very well and I'm looking after him today, and I needed to get a video out. He's very happy, he's safe and warm downstairs watching Sonic the Hedgehog, but I do want to get back to him. Okay, cool. And then take profit, we'll just ride this down to these lows down here, which is nice. On the MT4 terminal, which is this one, I've got to make sure I get the right one. Let's look at the live P&L. So we are currently $700 to the good. This is the GBP USD trade. You can see where we sold there. And Euro USD. Again, need to mark out where I actually sold it, but we sold at this level. We've got this nice break to the downside here. Again, like I said, stops are above these highs at the moment, but we'll see where it goes on that one. Okay, we are back. It's been a couple of days. It is now the 18th of Jan, and yeah, I'm out of both of these trades, and I'm going to explain to you why. So GBP USD, last time we looked at it, we said, look, this key area here, this green level of support and resistance, we want to see how it reacts when we get to this level. So I was ready to cover my trades here, and I was ready to take profit because this is not me sort of umming and ahhing. Yes, the swing trade is still valid. Yes, I could have stops up here and write it down, but we are clearly in a range for GBP USD. I mark this out with another green line just so you can see. So let's get rid of this as well because we're no longer in the trade. The green line, and we'll get rid of this as well, just so it's really clear. In between the green lines is where GBP USD is currently ranging. We saw rejection down here. There's a big 15-minute candle that said to me, right, this is probably going to head back up. And I didn't want to sit and let it just take all that profit away And then if we'd made it back up here, then I'd be in drawdown on this trade. And Euro USD is pretty much the same gig. It's not so clear on the Euro USD, but I know that if we're making our way back up for the GBP USD, most likely it'll be the same scenario for the Euro USD. So what I did as well, just so that we can you can see how I think and how I use trend lines and areas of support and resistance. They've gone down to an hourly chart now. We can see that it formed a nice downward trend here, roughly speaking. I've got a new mouse. Oh, I think I told you that. Anyway, so and then we had a break, and we've broken out of this downward trend now. So my anticipation for this would be, let's get rid of that for now, that we're going to go back up, which would be great. We'll go back up, hopefully form a nice trend line, something like this. And if we get to this area here and then reject and then break this, then we can sell it again. Basically, that's what I'm doing on a lot of the pairs that I'm looking at. I'm waiting for. I'll show you on the dollar index. So the dollar index is absolutely key. If you're trading any dollar pair, then you need to be looking at the DXY. You need to be looking at this dollar index. So really, roughly speaking, dollar was in a huge downtrend, and we started to see signs of them. Started to see signs of it breaking out of this downward trend. Again, this is a 4-hourly candle, but we're not just taking that. We're not taking these breaks of the trend line here as our indicator that we're going up. We also wanted to see a break of this range that it has been in as well. So, which on the 4-hourly, it looks a little bit like that. So you can see multiple touch points on this area of resistance. Once we broke above that, that was a clear indication. So if dollar's going up, then GBP should be USD should be going down, obviously, which is why we sold, and that was that formed the thesis of the trade idea effectively before. So dollar's on its way up, but we've had a huge move to the upside, and then obviously it needs to calm down. It needs to retrace. And I don't know how big this retracement's going to be. It could retrace and just retest this trend line here, the yellow dotted line. It could retrace and hit this key area of support here. You can see it's acted as support here. Or it could keep going, and we could just be, this could be a fake out, and we could go all the way down here, end up all the way down here, which is a very, very key area of support. You can see that double bottom there. So we don't know. All I know is I believe this is on its way up. This is pretty, this is an impulsive leg, nice consolidation, and then another impulsive leg. And then we'll get another consolidation / retracement. But I think we'll see a downward correction, which means that we will be able to draw. And this is where it all starts to come together. So bear with me. What we'll be able to do on the hourly is we'll be able to start to draw a nice downward trend line. We have a couple of areas where we'd like to see it reject. Maybe it will reject off this key area of former resistance. Reject and then bounce up and move to the upside. But regardless, it's in retracement. So it's going down, which means GBP USD is going up. And we're not interested in the sell until dollar reveals itself and says, hey, I'm going to get down here and then make my way back up here. And that kind of matches up as well, because if you think about it, if GBP USD has got to get up to about here roughly before we see it. Let's mark that out as a zone. This is the previous zone that we were in. So if it's got to make it roughly up to here and then break down, then and dollar's got to make its way down to here and then break up. That kind of marries up, and then hopefully we'll get, if we are in an uptrend, we'll break this high and we'll be on our way. And for GBP USD, that will mean hopefully that we finally break this area of support down here that we've been looking at. Right, now I hope that made sense. I really hope that made sense. So I didn't just panic and take the profit. I just didn't want to go. I do not want to go back into a draw. I think this is going to retrace back up for the rest of the week, and then I think maybe early next week we'll see a break to the downside, and then we will get in sells. Similarly with Euro USD, we caught the majority of this move to the downside, which is great. Locked in some profit. I think collectively over the two trades it was like 850 profit or whatever, but that's kind of irrelevant at this point. We just wanted you to understand the logic of leaving the trade or exiting the trades. So again, Euro USD, because it should make sense now. We're waiting for another upward correction similar to this one, hopefully, and then we will sell, and hopefully we'll get a bigger leg to the downside. Cool. But again, it could reach up here, and that would mean if I was still in those trades, then both those trades would go into a drawdown, and it's a challenge. I want to try and scramble my way to the profit target. Speaking of which, what does that look like on the MT4 terminal? What you're looking at here. So the balance, my balance is, oh, look at that, 200,000 and $200,001.99. So I am $1.99 in profit. Booyah! Oh, sorry, Mav. I scared Mav. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I know. He's like, no, don't do that. So we are $1.99 in profit. And yeah, I'm going to probably stop recording for the week here. It's already become a half an hour video. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry if it's been a little bit all over the show. If you made it to this point, you are a legend, and I really, really appreciate your support. I will we've had a lot going on with illnesses and things like that in the house. So I will do my best to record more trades next week. I know that's what you're going to want to see. And hopefully we can get these sales. And there's a big one coming up on oil, which I'll give you a breakdown of next time as well. Oh, okay. Right. From me and Mav, take it easy. And if it's easy, take it.